Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of biology. And of course, today we are continuing our study of ecology. And today specifically, we're looking at population studies. Population studies. Okay, so please ensure you are listening attentively. You are going to have a very interesting time today. Do not forget that this tutorial, this episode, all of them, they are brought to you by the O3 Schools app. We have the JAMB app, we have the WAEC app. Okay, WAEC is now going CBT, so the need for you to have a very good JAMB CBT app, all right, like the O3 Schools WAEC app also is very important. Okay, we'll talk about the features of the app and why you should get it, but let us see a past question from the JAMB app. Okay, this is a 2020 question number 31. All right, 2020 number 31. It says here that natality is a factor affecting population density because it involves, A says, increase in population due to immigration. B says increase in population due to emigration. C says the number of mature females in the population. D says the number of all young ones produced in the population. All right, so these questions and many more that we have searched from this application using a very wonderful feature called the question search feature is what we'll answer, and many more at the end of the class. So please ensure that you stay to the end, learn first, because our mantra here is to what? To teach you first. We believe so much that once we have taught you properly, trust me and believe me that there's nowhere they want to sell question for either for JAMB or WAEC that you cannot answer. So with this class, what we detailed, okay, detailed for both JAMB and WAEC, so that what any exam, even when any O-level exam you want to write, it will be a pass for you. Okay, a very excellent pass. All right, so please ensure you download the O3 Schools application to complement the videos. All right, the app has everything you need to succeed in your exam. All the past questions for all the subjects are on the application. All right, so you don't need to buy any past question. Okay, likewise, there's a wonderful feature called the question search feature. Just like we will search for this question, we just went to question search on the app, then we click on the subject biology, then we search for what? Population. Okay, and anything, anywhere that JAMB has set anything that resemble population, it will come out for you to answer. All right, so it helps you because whenever you finish studying a particular topic, you cannot answer questions based on that topic alone, making you to build what? Confidence about that topic. Likewise, there's a classroom feature. The classroom has JAMB syllabus, the latest JAMB syllabus. It has lecture notes structured according to that JAMB syllabus also. So you don't even need textbook at all. And there's a very important feature in that classroom called the study plan. All right. So you can create a study plan. And what that study plan does is to what? Crash the subject you have selected that you want to study. It will crash the syllabus, use the lecture notes to create what topical what studies for you, and create a timetable for you so that you can easily finish all the notes on the app and finish the syllabus for what? For either JAMB or WAEC or any other O-level exam you want to write. Okay, amazing feature. Jump on it immediately. Likewise, there's a mock challenge on the app, either for the WAEC app and for the JAMB app. There's a mock challenge. All students every Saturday come to the app to compete with each other to win amazing prizes. But the reason why we do that mock is not because of the prizes, because we want you to what? Get used to JAMB or WAEC past question, get used to JAMB or WAEC likely exam question, to familiarize yourself with how JAMB set question, to put yourself in place of the examiner and see how he's reasoning, how he wants to confuse you and set question. All right, so that is what that mock challenge is about. So please do not miss the mock challenge for any reason, and you'll be seeing your result released just like normal JAMB or just like your normal WAEC. Okay, thereby building your confidence and making you to know how prepared you are per time. Right, amazing features. Okay, so this and many more on the app. As you can see, all the features being shown on the left and the right here. Okay, we cannot talk about all of them because of time. All right, so please ensure you download the app and activate it. Okay, for you to get full functional use of the app, you need to pay an activation fee, and the activation fee is on the app. So anytime you download the app, the correct activation fee, all right, is the one that's on the app. Okay, if you want to activate your app, you can message this number on WhatsApp 091215155246. If you want to also download the app for your computer system, you can message this number on WhatsApp also. All right, so that is all for that. And to activate it, just click on activate on the app. And once you click on activate, at the top you find where they wrote buy activation key. Click on the buy activation key. You will see the options there for you to activate. By transfer is there, online method is there. Okay, Google Pay is there. All right. Click on by transfer. You see the correct amount. And you see the account number for the activation. All right. So now let us now quickly begin with population. Before now, when we talk about ecological concept, okay, I hinted on what population is, okay? We say that population is what? The total number of what? Of organisms of the same species, okay, that are living together in a particular area, all right, and at a particular period of time, okay? That time is very important, okay? So you can say in 1991, okay, there were so and so number of goats, okay? So that particular period of time is very, very important when you are defining what population. Okay, so let us begin with population study. We are going to see population, then we'll see what all the terms, okay, that are related to what population. Then we'll do calculations. Also see method for calculating method using population studies, and then we'll do calculations to end up what the class. Okay, so we say that population. If you want to write, you can write population. Population can be defined as the total number of organisms of the same species, okay, of the same species living together, okay, in a given area and at a particular what period of time, or particular what time, right? So that is what population can be defined as the total number of organisms of the same species. You must take note of that, okay? The same species, okay, that are living together in a given area and at a particular what period of time, right? That is what population what as it is, okay? The total number of organisms of the same species that are living together, all right, in a given area and at a particular period of time. So that time is very important there, okay? So we can say that in 1991 there were so number of goats, okay, in this particular area, okay? That is what population is about. Now there are some terms that we use in population studies, okay? Some of them we have what we call population size, all right? We have what? Population density, okay? We have population ecology, we have population dominance, okay? We have population frequency, okay, and what and the likes, okay? These are what the terms, all right? These are some of the terms, okay? There are some other ones, okay, which are going to also we also have carrying capacity of ecology, okay? So now all of these terms we are going to look at them one after the other. We'll begin with the population size. And what is population size? All right, we say population size is the total number of species. Population size is the total number of the species, but of the same species, okay? Total number of what? Of the species of the same species living in a given area, or habitat, okay? That's population size, the total number size, okay? The total number, all right? It's just like maybe in your house, all right? The total number of what? Of those of you that are living in that house, okay? Or that are of the same species, okay? Maybe your father, your mother, and then what? The young ones, all right? So the total number, that's our population size. The total number of species of the same species, okay? They will be of the same species, okay, living together in a given area or habitat, okay? They also have another one called population density, all right? Now, population density, on the other hand, population density, okay, is the number of individual organisms, this time per unit area or volume of habitat, okay? So that population density is the number of individual organisms per unit area or volume of what? Of habitat. All right. And we also say that what? Of course, that the unit of what? Of population density is per meter square. Per meter square. Okay. It can also be, if it is volume, all right, it will work per what? Meter what? Cube. All right. Take note of that. All right. So this is the unit of what? Of population density. And among all of the terms that are used in population studies, only population density has units. Okay, it is the only one that has what? Unit. Okay, and of course, mathematically, all right, we know that what? That population density known as what? Okay, that's I'm abbreviating as PD. Okay, it's called so population size over area of habitat. Take note of that. It's very important. That population density is equal to what? Population size divided by what? By the area of what? Of habitat. It can also be what? Be defined what? Mathematically, that PD also is what? Is average number of species per quadrat. Okay, this is QUADRAT all over what now? The area of what? Quadrats. All right, we are going to see what quadrat means soon when we start talking about what methods, okay, that are using what in population was studied. Okay, so take note of that. So population density is the number of individual organisms per unit area or volume of what? Of habitat. Okay, and say that population density is or population size over area of habitat, while also it's also the what? The average number of species per quadrat over area of quadrat. That means that what? Population size here, this is what? PS. Okay, let me use PS as what? Population size. Population size now will be equal to what now? We only need to what now? Cross multiply, all right, and change subject of what? Of formula. All right, since we know that what? Population density is population size over area of habitat. Look at it here. We know that what? That PD is what? Is PS over what? Over area, isn't it? So if we want to find PS, what to do? Just cross multiply. So A times PD is equal to what? PS. But since we are looking for what now? PS, we already know that PS is what? A times what? PD. Okay, so this means that what? Population what? Size will be what? Area of habitat times what? Population density. Okay, so population size was population density times area of habitat. All right, so that is that for what? For population size is population density times what? Area of what? Of habitat. Okay, now let us now quickly see what another term for what? Population, which is for frequency. Okay, so population frequency, and this one is the number of what? Of times an organism occurs in a given area or habitat. Okay, so population frequency, on the other hand, is number of times an organism occurs in a given area or habitat. All right, please take note of that. That is population frequency. Okay, the number of times, all right, that an organism occurs in a given area or habitat. All right, it's as simple as ABC. Also, mathematically, all right, we know that what? That's what? This average number of species per quadrat itself, average number of species per quadrat itself is equal to what? Frequency, okay, all over what? Number of what? Toss or throws. Okay, we're going to see what they are. I want to talk about what methods what are used in what in population studies. Okay, so just take note of what of them one after the other. For population frequency, number of times an organism occurs in a given area or habitat. All right. So now, average number of what? Species per quadrat is what? Frequency over number of what? Toss over what? Throws. Okay, this frequency over number of toss or throws. You can either use the word toss. Okay, because you can toss what? The quadrat, or what? You can throw it. All right. So number of toss or what? No, or what? Throws. Okay. So now that means that frequency here will be what now? Average number of species times what? Number of what? Tours or throws. I just wanted to use to bring what frequency is. Okay, so frequency will be what now? This average number of species per quadrat. Now times what now? Times number of tours. Okay, all right. So that is what frequency on what? On the other hand. All right. So these are the terms I've been seeing so far. I've seen population. I've seen population density, population size. Okay, population size. I've seen population. Also have population dominance. Okay. And what is population dominance? Then before we talk about population dominance, all right, we have discovered that a lot of you do not support all our efforts here. In fact, you don't even want your other students who are preparing for JAMB or WAEC or NECO, any exam to pass. I have heard that some of you have gone to swear that you can never make them to pass. You not allow them to know that something like this is going on. That it's only you that watch you these videos. Okay, it is very wrong. That thing you are doing is very wrong. All right. So to support this video, okay, so that what it can get rich and what be suggested to students who are preparing for this exam like you, all you need to do is to just like the video. Okay. So drop everything you are doing now. Click on that like button, and after liking the button, all right, ensure that what you subscribe to this channel. If this is your first time on this channel, just click on the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed before, click on that red subscribe button below this video, and whenever we release a new video, okay, you get a notification on your phone. All right, so you always be kept updated whenever we release a new video. Likewise, don't forget to copy the link of this video. Just click on share and then copy the link. All right, then share to your friends, share to your loved ones, share to your class group, share to your junior ones who are preparing for this exam. All right, these videos are beneficial to you, so we are very sure that they will be beneficial to them. All right, so wish you all the best, and please do not be the reason why someone else is failing. All right, so now let us see what population dominance is. Okay, we say that population dominance. Okay, even from the word dominance, you know that what? Okay, that's a particular species or organism that's what? That is more, okay? That is more than in number, that is more than in size, okay? In a particular what? Habitat, okay? So that's what population dominance. So population dominance, okay, it's a situation where one species, okay, where one species in a community, okay, is more abundant, is more abundant, okay, is wide spread or has greater influence over the others. Okay, so this is widespread. All right, so that is population dominance. Okay, it's a situation where one species in a community is more abundant than in many parts. Okay, for that community in many parts, okay, it's more widespread, all right, or has greater influence over what the other. That is population dominance. So up next, let us look at population ecology. All right, let's look at, oh, how am I claiming that? All right, so let us look at what? Population ecology. Population ecology. Now, population ecology, on the other hand, is a branch of ecology. Okay, this is a branch of ecology that studies how and why populations or why population change over time and space, and how they interact with their environment. Okay, so that is what population ecology. It's a branch of ecology that studies or that deals with the study of how and why. Okay, this one, the exam questions, all right, that studies how and why population change over time, okay, and space, and how they interact with with their environment, all right? Because over time, all right, populations will change. It may either increase or decrease, okay? Maybe because a predator has come to the community, all right, that is now killing, all right, or a disease has come, okay, and is killing some species, okay, in that habitat. Okay, so it studies why population change over time and space, and how they interact with each other. Okay, and then also we're also going to look at carrying capacity of an environment. All right, carrying capacity of an environment. Okay, this one is from the word carrying capacity. Okay, talking about the maximum number of organisms, okay, of the same species that a particular environment can carry. For example, let's say you have a father, a mother, and 3 children or 4 children living in a particular room. All right, so they are maintaining they're staying in a one room self-contained. All right, one room self-contained. So it's one room. Okay, that room is the parlor. That room is the room that they sleep. Okay, that room has kitchen. Okay, is there they cook. All right, there are some people like that live like that in the village. There are some people like that live like that even in the city, even in Lagos now. If you go to Lagos, see some people like that, even up to 7 children living in one room. All right, so that is what I'm talking about. What we are studying, the population, okay, in that in that small habitat. Okay, now giving time and space and the resources that are available. Let's say the father bought one carton of Indomie. Okay, how long will that carton of Indomie be able to reach them before they now run out of it? Okay, or how well will they reproduce? Okay, how well will the father and the mother interbreed with each other and produce young ones that space will no longer be okay for them to stay? Okay, these are all the things that we talk about in the carrying capacity of an environment. All right, so we say carrying capacity of an environment is the maximum number of individuals of the same species or particular species that the environment, okay, so let me bring that here, that the environment can support sustainably over time, okay, given the available resources. So let me just add that, given the available resources such as food, it is very important, food, such as shelter, space, without degrading the environment. Okay, without degrading the environment or the ecosystem. All right, so that is carrying capacity of an environment. The maximum number of individuals of the same species or of a particular species that the environment can support sustainably over time, given the available resources such as food, such as shelter, such as space, without degrading the environment. That's what we call the carrying capacity of an environment. You must take note of that. So do not confuse it with population ecology. All right. Some people confuse, but I don't even know how they do it. Okay, you see them defining population ecology for carrying capacity of an environment. Okay, population ecology is the branch of that studies how and why population change over time and space and how they interact with the environment. While carrying capacity of an environment is the maximum number of individuals of the same species or particular species that the environment can support sustainably over time, okay, given the available resources such as food, shelter, space, without degrading the environment. Likewise, we also have one other term we'll look at, which is what? Percentage cover. Okay? Percentage cover. All right, so we have what? Percentage cover. All right, this one is the area. Okay, area of ground covered or occupied by a given species in a habitat. Okay, so this one is what talks about what the area of ground covered or occupied by a given species in a habitat. Okay, that's what we call what? Percentage what? Cover. All right, area of ground covered or occupied by a given species in a habitat is what we call what? Percentage what? Cover. Now let us talk about factors that affect population size. Factors that affect population size. Please ensure you have liked this video, ensure you have subscribed, ensure you are sharing the link, okay, to your friends and loved ones. Okay, so factors that affect population size. Now, to the factors that affect population size, okay? Number one among them we're going to look at is natality. Natality, okay? This natality is talking about what? The number of individuals that are born, okay? At what? At a time, okay? Number of individuals that are born, okay? B-O-R-O-N. I would say number of individuals. This is what talks about number of individuals born at a time, okay? At a time. Then after natality, we'll now talk about mortality. Okay, this one is talking about removal of what? Of organism, okay? It could be what? By death, okay? Mortality, all right? Removal of what? Of organisms, by what? By death, all right? So natality is number of individuals that are born at a time, while mortality is rate of removal of organisms by death. Then we also have what? Immigration. Immigration. We know what immigration is now. The number of what? Individuals that are coming to join the population. Okay? The number of individuals that are coming to join the population is what is immigration. Okay? For example, maybe there's no state now that you not see a northerner. All right? So the northerners come towards the south, or they come what? Towards the west. All right? So they immigrate from where they are, and then they immigrate into what? Into where you are. Right? So that's what immigration. Okay, so this one is what? Is the movement of individuals. Immigration is movement of individuals into a population. Okay, that one is what? Is immigration. They also have emigration. Okay, this one is what? Movement of what? Of individual out of a population. Okay, this one, emigration, is EMI, E-M-I, emigration. This one is what? The movement of organisms out of a population. Okay, they also have what? Another term that we call dispersion. Okay, dispersion. How what? Organisms are dispersed in a what? In a particular what? Area. Dispersion. Okay, so also have dispersion. It's the manner, dispersion. This one is what? The manner in which individuals in a population are spread in a particular area. All right, so that is what? Dispersion. All right, so these are the factors that affect population size. It could be natality, number of individuals that are born at the time. It could be mortality, M-O-R-T-A-L-I-T-Y, mortality, the rate of removal of organisms by death. It could be immigration, movement of individuals into a population. It could be emigration, movement of organisms out of a population. Could be what dispersion, okay, the manner in which individuals in the population are spread, okay, in a particular what area, all right. And of course, limitations to population growth can either be what density dependent or density independent, okay. Limitations to what to population growth, we say they can be what density dependent, density dependent, or what density independent. Okay, so now the density was independent what factors include diseases. It could be what diseases. Okay, it could be what food shortage. Food shortage. It could be competition. Okay, it could be what's it called? It could be predation. Okay, so those are what the density or dependent what factors. Okay, diseases, food shortage, competition, could be predation. All right, I know what predation is now. Okay, predator coming to what to whether what kill what organisms in a particular area. All right, so now also have what density independent what factors. Okay, these ones are due to what natural calamities. Natural calamities. Okay, you know them now. You know flood. Okay, it could be drought. It could be fire. Okay, it could be tornado. All right, this one that ones we call what density independent what factors. All right, so that's why I say that limitation to population growth can either be density dependent, which include what diseases, food shortage. All right, not shortage to shortage. Okay, then competition, predation, all right. Also our density independent, so that what this one in comprise of what of natural calamities such as flood, drought, fire, and what and tornado and the likes. Okay, you know all of them, hurricane, all of them, all right. Those are what density, what independent, what limitation to what to growth. And also the limiting factors can also be broken down into what biotic and abiotic what limiting factors. Okay, we also have what biotic. Let me take this down. All right, biotic and abiotic limiting factors. All right, so we have what biotic and abiotic what limiting factors. Okay, so we're talking about biotic and abiotic limiting factors to population growth. Now, the abiotic what limiting factors comprise of what of the abiotic now the non-living chemical what components of what of the ecosystem. Okay, like for example, you have what sunlight. Okay, like you have what temperature, you have soil, you have water, you have what oxygen. Okay, this one that what the abiotic what limiting what factors. Okay, the abiotic limiting factor, the non-living what non-living what components. Okay, non-living components and chemical what factors. All right, the sunlight, the temperature, the soil, and the water. But on the other hand, for the biotic, okay, you have what the living what component. All right, for example, you have what your food shortage. Okay, you have what disease, competition, and what predators. Okay, all right, so like you have your food. Okay, your disease. Okay, your what your predators, competition. Okay, that just like what like the density dependent on factors. All right, so please take note of that. That the limiting factors to growth can either be density dependent or what density independent. All right, I give you some examples. For density independent, I give you some examples. All right, I also said that what this what limiting factors can also be what be further what spoken about in terms of what biotic and what an abiotic limiting factors. The biotic are the living components. All right, like food, disease, predators, competition. All right, while the abiotic are what non-living, such as what sunlight, temperature, soil, water, oxygen, and what and the likes. Now that will take us to methods of what of conducting or methods for conducting population studies. All right, methods for conducting population studies. All right, we're going to look at about 4 of those methods, all right? And then we'll be able to what to go. Okay, methods for conducting population studies. So we're going to look at 4 methods that are used for what? For calculating, or rather for what? For conducting population studies. 4 methods, okay? Before we now go to what? Calculations in what? Population studies, right? So one of them is what? Is direct counting, okay? Direct counting, all right? So in direct counting, you are going round, all right? You are counting the individual organisms, okay, in a particular area. All right, it's as simple, it's not more in no part like that. Okay, so we are going around, you are counting the individuals in a particular area. So that is what direct counting. Okay, so in direct counting is counting what? Counting a particular species of organisms in a particular area, all right? It's what we call what? Direct counting. And the complete counting of what? Of individuals in a given area is what we call census. Okay, it's what we call what? Census, C-E-N-S-U-S. Remember when they do census now, right? When they're going around, they'll be counting people. They'll not say Nigerian population is so and so million, right? They do what? Census to what? To know that. Okay, to go to different people go to different areas, all right? Go to a given area, they will calculate number of people there. Okay, record it. Then at the end, everything is what is collated all over Nigeria. And then they say they estimate the population, all right? It's always an estimate, because even before they announce the results, many people will have given birth, okay? Some will have died. So it's an estimation. So now that is what direct counting, okay? Counting a particular species of organisms in a particular area. Another method for conducting population study is tagging. Tagging, okay? Which is called what? Captured. It is one we call captured, release, and recapture method. All right, so I will explain this one to you in simple terms, okay? So what you do in this method is that you go to a particular feed, okay? You capture what? A particular what? Organism, okay? Capture what? A species of what? Of organism. All right, and then what? You mark them. You mark them, then you release them. All right, so when you release them, you leave them for some time. Okay, you can come the next day. All right, can come for the next day, okay, and then come again to what? To capture more. All right, so now when you come to capture, all right, it is very possible that you capture some new organisms, okay? They will capture some new organisms. It's very possible that what you recapture the ones you have even captured before. Let me explain again, okay? You come to a particular field like this, all right? Then what you capture, let's say 20 what? Organisms, all right? Then you release this, you mark them. You mark these 20 that you have captured, then you release them, okay, to the field again, all right? Then you leave it for some time, you come back again, all right? It is possible that what? Before you come back, they might have what? Interbreeded. They may have what? Give birth to what? To young ones, all right? It's very, very possible that many young ones are giving birth to for all these that will reproduce what? So many at a time, okay? So it's possible that you have what? Many young ones. So if you now come to what? To recapture again, it's very possible that inside the ones let's say you came back, it's possible that let's say you now have what? 65 organisms this time that you captured, okay, for the second time, all right? So the first time 20, you mark them, release them, you came back, you have 65. It's very possible that inside this 65, like maybe 7 or 8, okay, 7 or 10, okay, are among these first 20 that you marked. You will see the mark on their body, all right? Then that's what the 65, all right? Then what to recapture them again. So that is what captured, release, and what recapture is, okay? So you come to a field, you capture, you mark them, release them, then come back again to what? To recapture them again, all right? So that is that for that, okay? So that's the capture, release, and recapture what method, which is known as what? As tagging, Now also, another method that we use in what? For conducting population studies is quadrat sampling. Quadrat sampling, not quadrant, so it's not quadrant, okay? It's quadrats, okay? D-R-A-T. And in quadrat sampling, first of all, we need to know that what a quadrat itself is an ecological what instrument. Ecological instrument that is used to what? To estimate population. Okay, a quadrat is an ecological instrument that is used to what? To estimate what? Population. It may be square. Okay, it may be a square. All right, it may be what? A rectangle. All right, it may be what? A circle. Okay, it may be circular. All right, so that is what a quadrat. So what's basically happening in quadrat is that you go to a particular what? Field. All right, then let's say this is your quadrat. Then you can what? Carry it and what? And throw it. You can toss it, tossing. Okay, you can what? You can toss what? The quadrat. Okay, and then let's say it lands somewhere here. All right. Then what you do is that what you what? Take a count of what? Of the number of organisms that fell in what? In this quadrat. All right. You can do this many times. Okay. You can take many samples. All right. You can throw it and re-throw it, toss it again here, toss it again here, toss it again here, toss it again here. Okay. If you toss it here, for example, let's say you have an organism here. Okay. An organism here, an organism here. Anyone that is not inside this quadrat is not what? Will not be counted. Okay. Any organisms that are not inside this quadrat will not be counted. All right. So only the one that what fell in the quadrant that be counted. All these ones that are outside will not, even if it is here, say it will not be counted. All right. It must be in the quadrat. All right. So that's what we call the quadrat what sampling. And then likewise, we also have what we call the transects. Transect, transect. All right. Now this one makes use of what? Of a rope. Okay, makes use of a rope. Okay, that are what? That are marked at what? At regular what? Intervals, and they are stretched. Then you stretch them what? Across the study plot. You have what? A study what? Plot. Okay, all right. So there is like a what? It makes a what? Of a rope. All right. Then you what? You stretch it. You stretch it across the what? The study plot. Now any animal that what? That falls what? In the what? In the marked what? Plot. All right. Will what? Be counted. Okay. It's as simple as that. All right. So any animal or any plant or any organism, okay, that falls what? In the what? In the marked what? Portion. All right. Will be what? Counted as part of what? Of the transect. So the transect what? Makes use of what? Of a what? Of a rope, okay, or tape that what? That are marked at different what? Intervals. All right. Then what? It is being stretched and then what? Thrown across what? The study plot. Any animal or plant that what? That falls, okay, in that what? Marked what? Region, okay, will be what? Will be recorded. Okay, so these are the methods that we use for conducting what? Population studies. Now there are some very important procedures that are carried out during what? The conduction of what? Of population studies. Okay, important what? Procedures that are carried out during what? Population studies. So we're looking at what? Procedures. Now, to the procedures that are carried out during what? Population studies, they are very, very easy. Okay, they are very, very easy. All right. So it's just for you to just know what to do first before you say you want to go and carry out what? Population study. All right. So number one is what? You must choose. Number one, you must choose the habitat to be studied. Okay, so basically you know that what? Habitat is what? The dwelling place of an organism, or where what? An organism what? Lives. All right, that is what? Habitat. So you must choose the habitat that you want to what? To study. Okay, so in population study, it is very, very important to first of all choose the habitat. Okay, so it may be what? An aquatic what? Habitat. It may be what? A terrestrial. Okay, all right. No, we have arboreal. Okay, organisms that love flight. All right, but that would be difficult. That would be a bit difficult anyway. All right, because for most times, they stay on what? On trees. All right, so they want to go and be climbing trees. All right, so basically, what? Use what? Aquatic what? Or terrestrial. All right. So for aquatic, you know that what? Talk about those fishes and so on. All right. So you may be talking about using nets. All right. So for terrestrial, net may work, it may not work depending on the size of what? Of the organism. So you must choose. You must first of all choose what? The habitat, okay, to be what? To be studied. Then number two, you must select the sampling method to use. select the sampling method to use. All right, so you must select the sampling what method what to use. All right, are you going to use direct counting? Okay, are you going to use what quadrats? Okay, are you going to use transect? Okay, or you are going to use what's on the last one, capture, which is what tagging, the capture, release, and what and recapture method. All right, so it is the habitat that what you are first of all who chosen that will make you to know, all right, whether you are going to what use what any of this what method. If you are on the terrestrial land, okay, so the one that will very good, okay, will be what quadrat, transect, okay, and what and this tagging. All right, so you must select the sampling method to what to use, okay, when you want to carry out what population studies. All right, so number 3 also must identify the different type of organism. Identify the types of organisms, okay, in the habitat that what you want to study. All right, you must identify the type of organisms in the habitat that you want to study. All right, so if you are if you are choosing what terrestrial, all right, you are choosing what organisms that live on the land. Okay, so some of them, like I said, net will not work. All right, net cannot work. Catch what an hippopotamus or a chimpanzee. Net will not catch what those kind of big animals. So for the big animals, you cannot what use net. So you must identify the type of organism so that you can what know the type of what method. All right, you can use the word to capture what them or to record or to count them. All right, so possibly for what for a chimpanzee. All right, which is what a huge animal, or an hippopotamus, which is big. Okay, you may possibly want to use what this what tagging what method. All right, in this tagging method, what to use tranquilizers to what to shoot them, tranquilizers. All right, to what to shoot what the organism and what and mark them because what they are big. You cannot use throw nets to capture what an hippopotamus. It is too big. So identify the type of organism. It's very, very, very important. All right, if they are plants, are there bryophytes? Are there bryophytes? Okay, are there what talophytes? Are there tratophytes? Or if they are what animals, are there vertebrates? Are there invertebrates? Are there insects? Okay, are there amphibians? Okay, and so on and so forth. All of these are very, very important. Then also collect count. Number 4, collect count, and very important, the record the different types of organisms. All right, so you collect, you count, and then you record the different types of what of organisms. Very important. Okay, because that is the major aim of what of population was studies. And then what number 5, which is what in this one, repeat what this population studies at intervals. Repeat the population studies at intervals, which is what very, very what important. Okay, so these are what the procedures that are carried out, okay, before conducting what population studies. Very simple and very, very easy to go. Okay, so now let us now go to calculations in population studies. Okay, calculations in population studies. We're going to take some examples. All right. I've sorted out some questions. All right, I'll write those questions on the board. All right, and then I'll fast forward it, okay, because of what, so that the video will not be too long. I'll fast forward the part, okay, so that I'll just see the question on the board and then we'll answer it together. All right, so now let us look at calculations. Now, before we jump into the calculation, let us go over our formulas that we have, okay? So we talked about population density, having a formula, talk about population size, all right? Then, of course, using the capture and capture method, we can also calculate what the total population, okay, using what a formula. I will introduce that formula right now. Also, frequency also, okay? Talk about what frequency, the average number of what of species of per quadrant, because of what frequency over what number of what of toss. All right, we also what introduce what that formula also. Okay, so let us have all our formulas here first, then we'll now what start with the question so that we can easily what understand it better. So number 1, we'll talk about our population what density. All right, population density. Okay, I'll say that population density is what? Is population size. Okay, all over what now? Area of habitat. Okay, so say what? Population size over area of habitat is what? Is population density. Okay, and they also say that the population density, okay, is also what? Average number of species per quadrat. Okay, this one for the quadrat method. All over what now? All over what? Area of quadrat. Okay, we also give this formula. All right, that population density is what? Is average number of species per quadrat all over area of quadrat. All right, then we know that population size also population size. Okay, we make population size such as the formula here, so that what can get the formula for population size to be what now? Population density then times what? Area of habitat. Okay, we talked about what that, isn't it? Then we also said that what? The frequency. We also said that the average number of species per quadrat, rather average number of species per quadrat is equal to what now? Frequency. Okay, all over what now? Number of what? Of toss. Okay, for the quadrat method. Okay, no, you toss what's the quadrat. All right, number of toss or what? Throws. Okay, you throw the quadrat or you toss the quadrat. Okay, so that is what? Average number of species per quadrat equals to what? Frequency over number of toss or throws. Then also from here we can find frequency. It means that frequency will be equal to what now? Average number of species per quadrat, okay, sorry, times what now? Times number of toss. Number of toss. Okay, so these are all our formulas that we need to answer questions that have to do for any way they want to set it. Okay, this will what will help us to answer it. And I told you vividly that what? That among all of the what parameters that are used in what population study, only population density what has a unit. Okay, and that is what now? Per meter square. Okay, so also take note of what of that. So I will clean this now and then I'll write a question. I'll write a question on the board. We'll answer it together. All right, so I'll make this part fast. All right, guys, you are welcome. Okay, so now we're told that what in studying the population of earthworms in a farmland of area, are giving the area to be what? 100 meters square. So I'm giving area to be what? 100 meters square. Okay, we're now told that what a quadrat of 5 meter by 5 meter was used. Okay, the quadrat is what? A square, isn't it? 5 meter by 5 meter. That means that the area of this quadrat will be what? 5 times what? 5, which is what now? 25 meters square. Okay, that is what area now. All right, length times length. We're talking about what a square here. All right, so now was used and 5 throws were made. Okay, so it was tossed what? 5 times. So you can say number of toss. Okay, it's what? 5. Now, and a total of 200 earthworms were counted. Okay, the frequency. All right, we're giving frequency to be what? 200. Now, they say estimate the population density of earthworms in the farmland. If population size is 160, we're giving population size PS, okay, to be what? 160. Okay, so now what we are asked to calculate here is population density. Now, that means that what we need to bring our formulas to what? To bear. Number one, we know that what that population density, PD, is what now? Population size, which is the P, one would know as what are the PS, okay, divided by what? By area of what? Habitat. Okay, since you know that potential difference, population density is what? Population size over area of habitat. Okay, so simply that means we know our population size to be 160. We know the area, okay, of the habitat to be what? 100 meters square. It means that what? This information is not useful here. it means that what this information is also not useful. This one is also not useful. Okay, although it may be useful if you want to use the other formula. Okay, but we have what we want to need, and this is what JAMB can do to you. All right, or WAEC, they can give you parameter that you don't need. It happens very, very well. All right, you don't need them. You don't even need to use them at all. Just pick what you need, answer the question, and you are off for the chart. So population density here now, because what is population size? 160. What is area of habitat? 100 what? Meter was square. Okay, 0 will cancel 0. 10 divided by 16 will be what? 1.6 meter square. Okay, so this will be what our population density. Simple as ABC. Okay, I'm sure you understand it. All right, we're giving our area, we're giving our population size. Just to divide, population density is our population size divided by area of habitat. We are good to go. Now let us fast forward this part and see the second question quickly. All right, guys, so welcome to the second question. All right, so now we're giving a question said, in studying population of guinea grass in a field of area, we're giving area, yeah? So solution, we're giving area to be what? 100 meters square, okay? They are giving the area of quadrant also because it's 2 meters square. It means that what? A length as multiplied a length before you have what? Meter square as units. Okay, so area of habitat is 100 meters square. Area of quadrat is what? 2 meters square. All right, now was used, and a total of 40 guinea grasses were recorded. Okay, frequency. Okay, no, frequency is what? Number of occurrence. Okay, it's occurrence. How means what occurs, okay, in a particular habitat. Okay, so frequency is 40. Now, we are now told that what? It was gotten from what? From 10 throws. Number of toss or throws is what? Is 10. Now, we're asked now to calculate what? The population density. Now, if you look very well here, the parameters we're given, we're not giving population size. Okay, you see where the matter starts from, right? We're not giving population size, so we cannot calculate what using what? PD. This formula, PD is what? PS over area of what? Habitat. It cannot work in this condition again because we're not giving PS. We do not have PS. We have what? Area of habitat, okay, but we do not have what? The population size. So we cannot use this formula. Therefore, so the other formula will now have to what? Come to bear. All right. We know that what? That population density is what? Average number of species per quadrat all over what now? All over area of quadrat. Okay, so why this one will work is because we know the area of the quadrat and we can calculate the average number of species per quadrat. To calculate average number of species per quadrat, we know that what? That average number of species per quadrat is equal to what? Frequency all over what? Number of what? Throws. Okay, or toss. All right. So we have our frequency, we have number of what? Throws. So we can calculate what? Average number of species per quadrant. So let's also calculate it now. Frequency is what now? 40. Number of throws is what? Is 10. Okay, that means that we have what? 40 over 10 for our average number of species per quadrant. So that will give us what? 4. So we have that value. Then we have what? Area of what? Of quadrat. All right, what's area of quadrat? Is what? 100 meters square. So we can easily calculate what the population density. So now let us now put our values now. So our PD here now, because what is average number of species per quadrat? It is what? 4. All right, we'll calculate it to be 4. All over what is the area of quadrat? Area of quadrat here is what? Is 2 meters square. Okay, so divided by what? 2 what? Divided by 2. So our population density here will be what? Will be 2 what? Meter what? 2 per meter square. Okay, 2 per meter square. All right, because here the meter square is here, so it will be what? Per meter square. So 2 per meter square to be what? Our answer for the population density. Now for population size, you know that what? That population size is what? Is population density times what? Times area of habitat. What's our population density? It is what? 2. And what's area of habitat is what? 100. Okay, so our answer there will simply be equal to what now? To be 200. All right, so that's our population size. Simple as ABC. Are you seeing it? Now let us go to the third question quickly. All right, so you're welcome back. All right, so I told here in number 3 that in an ecological field trip to estimate the population of antelopes in the savannah region, 240 antelopes were marked. Okay, so they cut them and then they marked them with ink. Okay, 240 antelopes were cut marked with ink and then they released them. So this is capture, release, and the capture. They released them. So in the first day, but in the second day, a total of 450 antelopes were cut, of which 100 had the ink mark. So inside this 450, 100 had what? The ink mark. They say estimate the total population of what? Of antelopes in the area. Okay, so using our tagging method, that is our capture, release, and the capture method, we told that what? The total population. This one is straightforward. Okay, total population is what? Is A1, okay, times what? A2 over what? A3. Okay, where we're told that what? That this A1 were what? Were the initial what? Marked. Okay, the original what? Marked. Okay, which is what? This 240 here. The original marked. All right, so A1, that means know that what? Our A1 is what? 240. Now, the A2 is what? Is what? The second sample. Okay, the second sample is what? 450. Okay, so our A2 is what? 450. But where we get it wrong in this A3? Where we get it wrong in this A3? The A3 is not the sum of what? 450 and 240. No, it is the number of what? Of the inked mark. Okay, that was seen, that already marked. Okay, from what? From the first one. So 240 were ink marked. The second day, you cut 450, but inside this 450, this 100 was what? Was ink marked. Okay, so this A3 is the 100 that is showing this second sample. Do you understand? All right. So this what? 100 is the second. Okay, is what? Is the A3 that is showing this 450 that were already what? Ink marked from this what? 240. All right. So our A1 is 240, our A2 is 450, but our A3 is what? Is 100. Okay. So you put a formula. A1 is what? 240 times what? What's A2? 450. What is A3? 100. Okay, so now we can do that. 0 cancel 0 here, 0 cancel 0 here. What is 24 times 45? Which will give us what? 1080. All right. So that is what? That's what our correct what answer. Okay, that's what the total population 1080. It does not have any units. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, let us now go to the O3 Schools app. We'll answer questions, okay, on the app, all right? So most of them will become assignment for you because they will now become so very easy. Okay, let us see some of them. 2022, we're going to watch show 5. Then the other ones, we go and look for them and answer them. Number 25, it says that population density is calculated by, A says population size over area of habitat, B say area of habitat over population size, C say population percentage over population size, D says population size over population percentage. Okay, tell me the answer in the comment section. 2020, number 17, it says, which of the following factors will most likely lead to overcrowding within the population? To overcrowding. They say absence of predator. Okay, so use your sense very well. Okay, if predators are not present, therefore means that what? Nothing is what? Taking the young ones of animals. Nothing is even killing what? The organisms themselves, let alone their young ones. Okay, that means that what? That mortality rate there is what? Is very, very low, isn't it? Now, B says emigration. Okay, C says food shortage. D say absence of territorial behavior. Okay, tell me the correct answer in the comment section. Now, 2020 also. Number 31, it says, natality is a factor affecting population density because it involves, they say, increase in population due to immigration. B say increase in population due to emigration. C say the number of mature females in the population. D say the number of all young ones produced in the population. Tell me the correct answer in the comment section. Now, 2005, number 38, this is a calculation question. We're told that the population density of tridacts Tridax. Okay, in an abandoned square farmland of site 200 meter was found to be 5 plants per meter square. The population size of the plant on the farm is what? A is 40, B 1,000, C 40,000, D 200,000. Tell me the correct answer in the comment section. Now, 2003, number 30, which is the last one we are going to show. The other ones, I'll just tell you the years. You go and find them from the O3 Schools app. A density-dependent factor that regulates the population size of organisms is A, say disease, B, say sudden flood, C, say drought, D, say fire outbreak. Okay? Tell me the answer in the comment section. We'll talk about density-dependent and density-independent factors. Now, look for 2022, number 7. Look for 2023, number 22. Okay? Then look for 2022 also, number 8. Okay, then look for 2014, number 32. Then look for 2002, number 21. Then look for 2001, number 35. All right, so that is that for that. Okay, so we'll talk about we're asked about percentage occurrence. Okay, in fact, let us answer this 2001 number 35 before we go quickly. Okay, sorry about that. Let's just answer this one. Okay, it's a calculation question, but it's very easy. Now we're given what a number of species, a number of plant species obtained from 2001 number 35. The number of plant species obtained from the population study of a garden is as follows. We're giving Guinea grass to be what? 15. Okay, Hypomia species to be what? 5. Cider species to be what? 7. Imperata to be what? 23. Okay, they say what is the percentage occurrence of imperata species? Here they're asking of what? Of percentage what? Occurrence, percentage. All right, so that means that we're going to multiply by 100. So first of all, we're given what? How many samples? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 species. Okay, so for us to find the percentage occurrence, we need to what? Add all of them together. All right, so the 15 plus the 5 plus the 7 plus the 23. 15 plus 5 is 20, plus 7, 27, plus 23 is what? Is 40. Okay, so that means that what? If I ask to what to look for the percentage occurrence of what? This imperata species, what you're going to do is to take the 23, then divide it by the total of 40, then multiply by 100. Okay, so don't do that and tell me the answer in the comment section. Is it please, 15 plus 5 is what? This is 50. Oh, sorry, this is 50, not 40. Okay, that's how if I don't feel am. I have to be very careful. Okay, this is 50. 23 over 50 times 100%. Okay, so the answer will be in percentage. Tell me the answer in the comment section. All right, so thank you so much for joining us. In the next class, we'll look at soil. Okay, and then we'll do calculation of what? Humus. Okay, in the what? Percentage humus in the soil. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you for joining me.